I want to talk to you today about what's known as the Assimilative Crimes Act, which is 18 USC Section 13. This is a law that's on the books in federal court that allows the federal government to use state law to prosecute certain offenses that are committed on federal government land or in federally owned buildings. It's important that we understand what this is as it relates to a DUI charge, and you probably have picked up on why that is the case. The reason that it's important for us to know this is because people are arrested for and are sometimes impaired and driving on federal property, on federal land, such as in Alabama, Redstone Arsenal, Anniston Army Depot, and similar establishments that are federally related, federally owned. If a criminal offense is committed on this type property and the federal government has not passed a law or a statute that's specific to this certain area of law that would make it prohibitive, then the federal government can decide to prosecute the offense through the United States Attorney's Office, and they are prosecuting the offense through the Assimilative Crimes Act, and they are not enforcing state law. They are enforcing federal law and the federal order through applying state law specifically to that offense. It's very important to understand the difference there as we move through this. If Congress hasn't enacted a statute such as generally there's no federal crime for murder, each state, like Alabama, has enacted laws that provide the legal elements and what conduct would constitute murder or manslaughter or a similar crime. And if someone committed that offense on federal land, then the person would more than likely be prosecuted in federal court. Now, why is that? Because the federal government wants to restore and keep order on federal lands and enforce law and keep order on federal property. So the federal government would take over the prosecution, and the court would simply apply or incorporate Alabama's definition of murder, and the federal court would require the prosecutors to prove all of the elements of the offense according to Alabama law. Under the Assimilative Crimes Act, or ACA, the federal government is generally prohibited from applying state regulatory laws to a criminal offense, and they generally can't employ state administrative penalties to a criminal offense. How does that apply to a DUI case? Well, we would argue that a DUI conviction in federal court should not be honored by the Alabama Department of Public Safety. However, we would expect an argument from the Alabama Department of Public Safety indicating that they, if notified of a conviction, would treat it similar to a state conviction or an out-of-state conviction, and they would take an action on the license. So it's important that you have someone that goes through this process, who understands this process, and can help you as you move through the defense of a DUI case or any other similar case in federal court. My name's Joseph Kreps. I'm a DUI defense attorney in the state of Alabama. I've handled thousands of cases throughout the state of Alabama, and if you've been charged with a DUI offense in Alabama, whether it's federal court under the Assimilative Crimes Act or whether it's state court under 32-5A-191, we want to talk to you. All you have to do to begin the conversation with us is call our office. You can reach us at 866-348-2889, or you can visit our website, alabama-DUI-attorney.com. That's the symbol dash attorney.com. Thank you very much.